What I did want to mention briefly was the loneliness. When you're hiking alone, it gets so lonely out here sometimes, and I just find today was a bad day for that. I miss my friends, I miss home, which I don't even have, strangely enough, which makes it even harder, I suppose. But yeah, I was very lonely today, very lonely. So just thought I'd mention that. It is a thing when you're by yourself. And that's why I think I like it in towns so much, because I get to see people and talk to people. I mean, don't get me wrong, I talk to other hikers, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. You know, I want to talk to my own people, my friends, people I know, people that I have relationships with. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry. I'll see you all tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Okay. It's late. It's like 8 o'clock. I feel really horrible right now. I don't know what happened, but I got the runs. I don't know. I took some Imodium for it. I could have been maybe too much with the liquid IV for electrolytes. I think I'll reduce it to maybe 2 a day. I think I did 3 yesterday. Magnesium, as you know, works as a diuretic, like a laxative. So anywho, enough about that. I'm sorry. I guess I shouldn't have laid all that on you, but it's just got my guts are rolling right now. Anyways, I'm at mile 674. The goal, the ultimate goal, is 703, and so that leaves me 29.4 left into Kennedy Meadows South. So can I do that in 2 days? Yeah, probably. It'd be a big 2 days. We'll see though. Like the way I'm feeling today, I climbed 3 mountains, and I'm not quite at the top of the 3rd one, but I've got like another 1.5 miles to the top. So, but it just depends on how I feel right now. I am literally at a moment's notice having to run off trail. And that's difficult here because there's really nowhere to run. And I almost don't want to leave my campsite, because at least there I can go and dig a cat hole and be respectful of other hikers. If I have an emergency on trail and I have to do something that's not respectful of other hikers, I understand it's an emergency and there's no way I would ever intend to do that. But you can kind of see my dilemma, where I don't want to upset the balance of things here. So anyway, let's go get it. There's some ridge running for like 3 miles. Well, a little ascent for 1.3, then another couple of miles of ridge running, then a nice big downhill. And then I have one more big mountain to climb. I'm going to try and get up it as far as I can. Water is not an issue here so far, at least for the next 20 miles. I don't look that far ahead. I only look what's ahead of me. A lot of blowdowns. There's been a lot of blowdowns in this section. So I imagine my lack of sleep might have had quite a bit to do with my mood and my illness, the way I feel this morning. I think it's a combination of things. Something I might have eaten, the fact that we had a critter in our camp last night, so I'm just dragging my butt today, which is fine. No worries. I'm Not too worried about that. Right now it's just my stomach. Oh, my stomach. Ugh. Okay, ready for the descent. This is where I was supposed to meet Ranger and Fireball last night, and it's already 10 o'clock, so it took me 2 hours to get here, 3 miles. So there's no way I'm gonna catch him before Kennedy Meadows. And quite frankly, the way I feel right now, oh. So I'm just gonna put one foot in front of the other, hope I don't run out of toilet paper, and really watch my dehydration. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But it's really putting a damper on this otherwise gorgeous day. At least I got that going for me today. Well, I'm sure glad there's woods here. At least I have a place to run to if I need it. One of my biggest fears is being out on an exposed ridge and then having to heed the call, so to speak. That's a nightmare. I mean, what are you going to do? You're kind of screwed, aren't you? Funny the things you think about when you're in these situations. But, I mean, this is a reality, right? I got to give it all to you. Not just the pretty flowers and the pretty views. If it makes any difference, I'll say this. I prefer pooping in the woods. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But it's actually true. I think if you ask any hiker, they'll tell you the same. I have to laugh because if I don't, I'll cry. Oh well. There's a lot of tent spots scattered all around the top of this ridge. This is right before a big descent. About 4.5 miles down is another water source, which I'm amply supplied for. Then there's another water source after that in another 3 miles. But then it's an 11-mile carry, which isn't that bad anyway. And that'll be the bottom. But the problem with that is you got to get up and over that mountain and down to the other side. So it'll be much slower. And I've talked to some people that have done it. And that is a tough descent. So I'll do that probably tomorrow. I'd like to tonight get up to the top of the last mountain. I'm climbing down the second one right now. The second big one. Well, actually third. There's 4. Sorry, there's 4 in total. So no, because I did 3 yesterday, didn't I? Well, I climbed 3 yesterday. I didn't come down 3. I'm coming down the third one now. So yeah, okay. Sorry, got to get my facts straight here. So there is one more. There's 4 total. And this is the biggest one. Biggest one in distance, but not necessarily the biggest one in steepness, you know? These bushes are so prickly. They'll will chew up your pack. You know, I'm gonna kind of miss the desert. It's got its own personality. And what a personality that is. Whew. Wow. Look at this. Crazy. Okay. 2 more miles to that water source. And I think I'm going to take a break there for half an hour. I don't think I'm going to have a siesta, but just a little break. See how my, ooh, did you hear that? See how my guts are doing. Getting a little niggle, nothing too severe, in my left Achilles. It could just be the uphills, how I always flatten my foot to the hill to get the most amount of traction. I try to put as much of the sole of the shoe onto the ground on the uphills. That means that I'm really extending that Achilles. So some people frown on that. Some people say it's the way to do it. It's just kind of the way I've done it, you know, for years. So that's why the 11 millimeter drop shoes are good for me, you know. Again, shoes are very personal. Hiking styles are very personal. Rambling. I'm just the rambling. Pretty rock. Chimney Creek Campground. Cool. Okay, so I've only done 8.1 miles. It's 1 o'clock. So it's not gonna be a big day. I am at mile 682.1. So that would tell you that I have, 21 left into Kennedy. So, which is good knowledge. And this morning I was at 674 at the tent site up near the top. So basically all I've done is finish the top, which was 1 mile. I did some ridge running for 4 miles. And then I did 5 mile descent. Banged my head a little bit here on a tree, but no big deal. Oh, there's Dust. I saw him earlier. My stomach's starting to settle down a little bit. Happy about that. I threw the box out for the Imodium, but I think I read it a few years ago that you take 2 every 2 hours. Does that sound about right? Up to a maximum of 6 a day, I think. Hi, little fella. You look like a horned toad. Okay, well, regardless, it doesn't matter. What matters is I just got to keep moving because clearly there's nothing here. So, ow, ow. Clearly there's nothing here. So I got to move on, right? I mean, that's all you can do. And my headlamps charge up pretty good. So even if I have to night hike, I'm all set. And the bonus about all this is the more I do tonight, the less I got to do tomorrow coming into Kennedy. So got to look at the bright side. Wow. Oh no, not again. I can't just keep going. There's no light left. look around over here, but I don't see any spots. I mean, zero. And far out saying there's room for 4 or 5 tents. Oh yeah, definitely. This is definitely bear tracks. And they're fresh too. Oh shoot. Okay. Okay, we're here. A few spots here. I'm just tracking this bear. Sorry, I'm making sure I'm safe. Okay, I'm all settled in. Well, 95%. Let's do the jiggy. So the jiggy says I started today at exactly mile 674, and I was at a tent site, and it was on top of, and I don't know the name of the mountain. It's the only mountain of all these 4 that aren't listed for some strange reason. And I'm currently at mile 690. So that means that I have done exactly 16.2 miles today. So what did I think of the hike? It was a good hike. You know, it started off rough. I'm sorry. I had the runs. Oh man, I don't know what I ate. I know right away it was not norovirus because I didn't have the nausea to go with it. And also norovirus is, I've had norovirus, and I know what it's like. I know the feeling that I would have. So it wasn't that. I wasn't concerned about that. And I believe it was something that we used to take all the time on the AT together. The two of us would have a little Stover's. So it's called Stover's coconut. And then also marzipan. Those are the 2 things. And last night I had the Stovers. I went and bought some. I saw them, and I had a few last night. And I did feel going to bed some rumbling, in my stomach. But when I woke up, I was just like, oh, geez, And so I had to deal with that today. So when you ask me, or if I tell you what the hike was like today, I can't tell you that without including that. So I climbed 2 mountains today. Well, 1.5. I finished the climb this morning of the mountain I was on. I went down that one, and then I went up another one, and now I'm probably about a third way down. I wanted to stay at the top. There was supposed to be tent sites there, but there wasn't. Now here's something I'm really proud of. I came down 1.9 miles in 22 minutes. That's how fast I am downhill. So this has kind of always been a joke with me and with people that know me, is that I am terribly slow going up hills because of my COPD. I'll walk 100 yards, or not even, I'll walk 50 yards, and I'll stop to catch my breath, right? On the downhills, boom, I mean, I'm just gone. I don't know why. It's weird. I see it. It's like, I don't know. Anyways, I think that was a new record. And the trail was perfect, I will say. Not one blowdown. That was nice. Oh yeah, and by the way, while I'm mentioning that, there were quite a lot of blowdowns today that I had to contend with. What about water? Water wasn't that big a deal. There was one carry that I had to worry about, and there's one right now that I'm in the middle of, which is a 12-mile carry, but I have 2 liters sitting here, and I've only got like 4 miles into the water, so I'm not too concerned about that, really. But other than that, yeah, it was a great day. The weather was amazing. The views were amazing. I'm sorry I didn't video too much in the morning because I was sick. And then I'm sorry I didn't video too much at the very, very end when I ran down the hill. But I tried to get as much in there as I could today, considering how I felt. Anyway, if you're still here, you rock. Tomorrow we go in for, Kennedy South. It's going to be a party. Just no denying it. It's going to be a party. So as long as I accept that fact, everything will be fine. And I might even vortex there. I'm not too sure. We'll see how that works. Anyway, good night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.